celebrating the International Women in Engineering Day, and we have a guest to talk all about it. She's engineer Rahimat Abisola Abdabanija, MNSA MNIEEE MCPN. She's a distinguished engineer, digital transformation strategist, and accomplished public servant. She's also the present chairperson, Association of Professional Women Engineers of Nigeria, Ibadan chapter. You're welcome on board Breakfast Fiesta, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
All right, okay, let me say congratulations, happy celebrations to you. Happy International Women in Engineering Day.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me once again, and thank you for promoting women, and thank you for promoting women in STEM and also women in engineering. So today is International Day for Women in Engineering, so celebrating all successful women engineers and coming down, narrowing it down in Nigeria, making waves, the trailblazers.
All right, so what does it feel like to have a day dedicated to you, women as engineers?
Well, thank you so much. Well, it's a great one to have a day dedicated to women in engineering, because it's a way of promoting women in engineering. We know that we are not very many, and we are still trying to promote, trying to advocate for women to come into engineering, and also men, so that it won't be as if, you know, when you talk engineering, you talk about just men. We have a lot of women making waves in engineering, and we are still promoting more girls coming into engineering.
All right. That's very good. So, engineer Rahimat Abdabanija, it is a male-dominated field, engineering. When you hear an engineer, the first thing that comes to your mind is a man. But you're a woman doing this. Why engineering? Why did you choose this field? Why did you choose this profession?
Well, when I was still growing up, I loved mathematics. And you know, when you want to come into engineering, you talk about STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So what came into my mind is, what do you want to do? Because I actually do not like biology. And you know, if I pick my pen, I will be able to do a lot of I was just getting an A or a very good in calculation, mathematics, physics. So what just went into my mind is going into engineering and how you can be creative, innovative. So I wasn't even thinking, okay, it's a male-dominated field. So, and then, you know, actually there was really no internet, no thing to really read, but we're not hearing much female into engineering. But I wasn't even thinking it's a male-dominated. Yes, I want to be an engineer. I want to go into engineering. But then I didn't really know which field of engineering you wanted. So I started really finding out, and I found myself in engineering. And I don't regret being in engineering.
Obviously.
Okay, so do you think there is any diverse teams that improve engineering innovations which you in this field of yours?
Do I think?
Yes, like do you have, let me just say, okay, let me start with, do you have a role model or a mentor, that helped you in aspiring and to achieve this field?
Okay, thank you. Then we started hearing about Engineer Maduka, Engineer Men Adetiba, making waves then in the 70s. So then we now start seeing them as role models. And they were women in that field. Adetiba is also an electrical engineer and a civil engineer, and she's one of my role models.
Okay, so what are these some common biases or stereotypes you think you encountered when in this field?
Yes, you see, a lot, because you know the men, they believe that okay, engineering is for male and you cannot do, but it's not about what you can carry, it's about what you have in your skulls. And we were all in the same class. We were all doing very well. And you see, so there's no need for us to stereotype. It's all about what you can bring to the table. It's all about creativity, innovation, how you can better technology. So it doesn't have to be, are you a female or you're a male? It's about what you bring to the table and better technological advancement across the globe. And when you look at, you know, now, even in the 18th century, you have a lot of female, they were making waves then. The first female engineer was, if I can remember, Edith Clark. She was even one of the first, that was in 18th century, 1883. So you can, back then, we had someone that created the Clark calculator. She was the first engineer. So it's all you can bring to the table. It's not about whether you are a male or a female.
All right, so you said when you were students, of course we know technology couldn't have been this advanced, so there must have been a lot of improvising and all of that. But with the advancements of technology today, would you say there has been an increase or better awareness for students, especially girls, who are aspiring to go into engineering?
Oh, it's better, because then we didn't have people coming to our schools come and preach engineering, and we didn't have going to the internet to go and search here are the female engineers that we have. We're still trying to promote and also advocate and go to schools to encourage young girls to come into engineering. When you look across the globe, it's still very like 25% of women in engineering. When you now come to Nigeria, it's even still very low. The percentage is low. It's like it's still like let's say between 10 to 15%. The last time the graduation at the University of Ibadan, and we took the number of girls that graduated, it was like just 13%. So we are actually still canvassing, but most of them, they'll say when we graduate, we don't get jobs with this. So what we do is going to also paying courtesy visits and also going to some industry, going to companies. But now you have, when you go into the oil company now, you have a lot of female engineers. Even across all the sectors, you have female engineers. Because these engineering fields are so diverse. You have civil engineering, you have chemical engineering, you have mechanical engineering, mechatronics. Now, even coming up, you have artificial intelligence engineering, robotics engineering. So we have most of our female now getting interested, reading about it, getting role models. And we have a lot of associations, women in engineering, associate professional women engineers. So we go to schools, we go to our institutions, encouraging them. Though nothing comes easy. Engineering is not something that we just say is so easy, because you are looking at calculations. But when you have passion for what you are doing, it's just like a medical doctor. It doesn't come easy. Even what you guys are doing doesn't come easy. So whatever you have passion for, you put in your effort and you'll be able to achieve. So we go around schools encouraging them, talking to them about getting to love mathematics. And when we're talking to them, we're also talking to their teachers, because why most of these girls or students don't like mathematics is the way you put it down to them. I love mathematics because when I was growing up, I went to a primary school where we had Ghanaians teaching us. So no matter what,
we had good teachers.
We had good teachers. So you see, so then I got my passion for mathematics. And all about engineering is about design, about this mathematics as the platform for you to build whatever you needed to build. So we keep promoting it, and I know that now it's going to get better with a lot of our advocacies.
Have you had to ever advocate for yourself or any other female gender in this field about maybe gender equality and all?
We keep promoting gender equality now, because because we tell the male what we bring to the table sometimes can even be better. I've got to I've gone to a company where they have a lot of civil engineers. It's even of recent. And their CEO or their MD told me, these women are doing wonderfully well.
Wow.
Because a woman will painstakingly critically look at issues with many things, you know, and they will put empathy in. So sometimes women in this field, and when you look at even some countries like China, you see that they bring in more women because the way women will look at things is different from the way men. So we are talking about equality, that let's all come to the table with no stereotype, with you not saying that you are a woman, what can you bring? Your role is in the kitchen. No, we are looking at you, and God has given us a lot of grace because the multitasking nature God gave us. I can say do not give women men. Don't let the men start.
There's a man sitting right beside you.
So because a woman can multitask. As you are a woman, you are a mother, you are the career person, you are the engineer, you are the career person. So all this, and doesn't affect anything. So far you are well coordinated. We are not saying the men should give us on 50-50 as they always say.
Yeah.
At least let there be inclusion. Whatever you are doing, bring the perspective of women into anything you are doing, and you see, it goes miles. So when you have women, you see them putting many things on the table.
Earlier on, you mentioned visiting schools and taking percentages of female graduating engineering students. Okay, so what do you think, or what can you say companies and then universities can do to attract and retain more women in this engineering field?
We can talk about giving scholarships and also encouraging them. The government can also go miles to give scholarship to female students, encouraging them to engineering. And the last time we went to one of these universities in Ibadan, because University of Ibadan, and the VC was talking about the percentage of women now coming up in engineering. We were so amazed, and you see a lot of female lecturers in the university, and now, well, we can see that more of our girls are getting more encouraged to do engineering, because some of them, they don't know what it entails, and they don't know the various fields of engineering. So, but when you talk more to them, they get encouraged that, oh, okay, you can be a chemical engineer, you can be an electrical engineer. I did electrical engineering. Yes. You can do civil engineering. Now you go to sites, you see a lot of women engineers, site engineers. It doesn't take anything from you, and it had value to your company. So we keep encouraging schools to encourage our girls to come more into engineering. I know some of them say, I want to do medicine, but when you preach to them, say, this is engineering. You can do mechatronics engineering. It doesn't take you anything, and take anything from you. It's all about what you can deliver.
So how would you say, how competent do you think teachers who should put these girls on the right path are, especially mathematics teachers, science teachers? Would you say they're really equipped to prepare girls for a life or a career in engineering?
Well, like I said, well, they continue to learn, relearn and unlearn, because, you know, most of these girls, most of these students now even go do a lot of things online, and you can learn many things online. But even the teachers, we encourage the government, or we also as NGOs, the former NGOs, so we invite them, train them also, and tell them how they can they can be better teachers. And you know, we continue to encourage them, train them, so that they can get more developed to be able to be in tandem with developmental changes in training.
So what is the place of the family in girls aspiring to be engineers?
We also, like programs like this, we talk to parents. Don't discourage your girls going into engineering. My parents never even discouraged me because I didn't even like I didn't like biology, so nobody could sit my brain bent to go and study medicine. So when I told my dad that I wanted to do engineering, he encouraged me. So, but now, like I said, we are getting a lot of awareness, and the parents are also getting more aware that the girls can do engineering. It doesn't stop there. But when they now see a lot of women engineers making waves, so they get encouraged that okay, girls can also, because you'll be looking at okay, when they finish, will they be able to get job?
Even you hear the parents saying, you understand things like that.
So that is
you're not wearing a pair of trousers, are you? So it means you can be comfortable in anything you're comfortable in.
To be smart in whatever you're doing. Just for you to be smart. So so let the parents continue to encourage.
So now I understand.
Yeah.
You just came in. An engineer just walked in there, gave her a signal. I like that. Solidarity.
You can see men do support also, because you know, as female engineers, we are also supported by we have a body, the Nigerian Society of Engineers, and they do a lot of support for us women, and there's always inclusion in whatever they do, because they know that when women come to the table, they bring a lot of values, that's inestimable values that you cannot see.
So women are versatile.
Yes.
Very, very versatile.
Okay. All right, the theme for this year is Together We Engineer. Can we break that down, and how appropriate is it to today's celebration at this point?
Okay, today Together We Engineer is about inclusion. It's about you not putting the women behind you and saying engineering is for men. So we come together to the table to better whatever we're doing, better innovation, creativity. So let's continue to collaborate to get these things done properly. I've said earlier, what men will bring to the table will be different from what women will bring to the table. So we are preaching. The theme is about, yes, come together and better technology.
All right. Of course, I can't do a change in professional, can I? No, I can't.
Well, I can.
That's something almost to convince me.
I can. I'm still 12 years old. I can still
Well, you can.
So, as I didn't have talked about mentoring and going to schools, but I'd like to dig in more into the efforts you've been making and measures you've been taking, especially in your capacity as the chairman of the Association of Women in Engineers, especially in Oyo State.
Okay, thank you so much. We're trying. We have a national body, and the Ibadan chapter is not left behind. What we do, the main vision is just to be a catalyst to advancement of women in engineering. When you graduate as an engineer, it doesn't stop at that. You continue to develop yourself, continue to build your capacity to be in tandem with developmental advancement across the world, because you are not just an engineer for Nigeria. You should be able to be a par with your colleagues across the globe. So, and as female engineers in Ibadan, so we'll have a lot of days. We try and mark International Women's Day and many of these days, and ensure that we impact on ourselves, building our capacity, and also that of the younger ones coming behind us, because we believe that when we grow, we are going to replace ourselves with the younger ones. So we go to schools, as I said, and we mentor them, and we showcase ourselves as role models to them, that we are engineers and we are already in the industry. We have a lot of us in the industry, in government, in the university, making waves. So when they see us, they are encouraged. And we do a lot of programs like quiz competition among these girls, debate among them, to also encourage them, give them topics too. And the major ones we do again is creativity. We have a day who wants to be an engineer. So we give them tasks to be able to think and build even within those programs. And thank God, Ibadan is not left behind. The last competition we had, Ibadan emerged the 3rd position across the country. So we are doing well. We're trying to also show to the public what engineers can do, especially female engineers, so that we will not be left behind. So many programs we are doing to ensure that we promote what we are, and like I said, we also get to the industries to appeal to them to continue to take our women, so that they won't just graduate and some will say, yes, I'm an engineer, but I work in the bank. Because we have a lot of them say, I didn't get a job, I'm going to the bank. And so, but when they get jobs, and we organize a lot of enlightenment programs, we have technical sessions, training them on, what's the developments across the globe, and even emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, machine learning. So we have programs that we do, technical sessions, public awareness programs on health, across, even teaching them even soft skills. Telling them, because it's not about your technical skills alone. Even sometimes you need to come and present. You're calling me to come and present now. Communication skills, your attitude to work, team building. So we teach ourselves a lot of things. So this, our association is just to continue to empower ourselves and bring better selves, bring it to the table.
And what has the response been like from the students, the schools, the organizations, and all other stakeholders that you have been involved with?
Fantastic. It's been so amazing. I know the schools, they call us, come to our school, come and talk to our girls. And but we have every organization have their own challenges. That is resources. So it's just the limited resources that we have. That we cannot go to all schools, but the schools that we have gone to, they are so happy. And it's been impacting. And a lot of girls are now emerged that say, okay, we want to go into engineering. So that's our focus. That's what we are preaching, and we've been getting good responses from these students. Good. So
that's good.
We're not going to just leave, because now, like the men are always saying now, we are mothers. we are not just focusing more and more on the girls. When we're focusing more on the girls is because we have less of them instead. But when we want to pass real attitudinal changes, because we cannot shy away that the menace in the world now, we need to also carry the boys along. Because like I always say, it's these boys that will marry our girls.
Exactly.
So we are not leaving them behind. So we have also a program, STEM for all. We have STEM for girls, but we do STEM for all, so that the boys also are coming in. And like I said, we are also an integral part of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. So wherever we go, as we are preaching the girls, we are also preaching the boys, so that the men now will not be saying, no,
it's all about girls. Big Sam, I hope your concern has just been taken care of there.
Impactfulness. Okay, so do you think enough is being done to support intersectional identities in engineering by the government and the community at large?
Well, I can say that it's not enough. I won't say it's not done, but we need to also be to look at a lot of policies on that. I know that the federal government is trying, the state government is trying. You can see our Governor Seyi Makinde, is always looking at inclusiveness in whatever he's doing. So we need the government to do more, to also encourage these girls into STEM, because when we're talking about STEM, I say the science, technology, engineering and mathematics, so it's all encompassing. So we need government to look at the policies, how these policies can be better, so that these students and girls to be more encouraged to do science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So let's look at the policies and better it.
So do you have junior associations, you know, in secondary schools or elementary schools, for instance, to better encourage and inspire girls to go into engineering?
Yes, we do have. We have our colleagues in the tertiary institutions, and whenever we go to schools, we also try as much as possible to bring these girls together to, you know, we have JET clubs, that's junior engineering technology technician. So we have clubs, so all these are just to encourage this, and you know, they are doing wonderfully well. You know, I've attended a lot of, we have invited them for a lot of programs, and when you see these girls presenting, you say, wow. I told one, what you are presenting is what I presented for my undergraduate course. Wow. So, you know, we have, I mean, technology has advanced. They read a lot. So imagine a primary school student presenting robotics and or being introduced to robotics at an early age. So it has opened a lot of people's eyes to technology. So that's why now you have a lot of them really doing wonderfully well. A 13-year-old innovating, a 13-year-old, a 10-year-old creating. So the technology advancement across the world has bettered a lot of things. And they read too. They read. So, and we have a lot of, now when you are on holidays, you go to, instead of you going to, you know, those days we used to go to, they will take us to coaching. But now parents know that now let's take them to robotic classes. So now, and that will not waste, because now all the sectors now have technology embedded in them. Look at artificial intelligence now, what that's taking us, where it has taken us to. So it's we also encourage catching them young, and that is what we do.
All right, technology has advanced a whole lot. There are innovations, inventions, new creations every day, awesome ones. But when you look at these advancements and you put our engineers here, especially young ones, side by side with those who are from other countries, would you say our country or this climate has been conducive enough for these innovations and inventions?
Well, I cannot say it has been conducive enough, because many things, we have a lot of challenges, things setting us back. We cannot compare to when you talk about, you know.
So things like?
Well, yeah, the tools are not enough, and the people, the less privileged, might not really have the enough tools to do this, to get more advanced. So those are some of the things we are saying. The government should come in more to the underdeveloped areas so that they get more advanced. And sometimes we also go to some of these schools. You know, now everything we are not promoting that you do, everything is now digital. Now you want to do jam is digital. They're talking about now you want to do your wife is digital. So I mean, you have to. So we need the tools. So some of the setbacks we are looking at is the tools, and also, you know, and it's part of the resources we are talking about. It's part of the resources we are talking about. So that's a little setback that we have. The electricity again, you know, is a little setback compared to the other parts of the world where they have everything developed. Even your secondaries at the primary school level, you get to start having gadgets to do many things. But a lot of people are not exposed to this because of the limited opportunities they have.
All right. Some people will talk about our curriculum not being good enough to prepare students to practice all of these things. You see students submitting their thesis, projects, they are wonderful, amazing, and then they leave school, and these innovations, these inventions or things proposed never see the light of the day. What would you say about our curriculum, especially when it comes to a field like engineering?
Well, we keep conversing for the review of curriculum wherever we go, that governments need to come together, the policy makers need to come together to review our curriculum. But when you look at it, when our students, when they graduate and have opportunities of going out of the country, you see how they excel. So probably it's just those setbacks that are wrong in the system. They are not those. At the other side of the world are not better than us, and I can even say we are better, because every time you go, you are not less than them. But we still need to do a lot of reviews to our curriculum. We still need to do a lot of comments, and we keep conversing for it. And I know the governments will try to do this,
because it's a listening government.
Do you think there are any changes that needs to be made in engineering to support this education? A more inclusive learning?
Well, like we need to, like in our tertiary institutions now, you see, I think there's need for more funding, because I can remember when we were doing engineering, we can say that we still had a lot to practice with. But now, most of our tertiary institutions, some of them don't even have some of these tools. Like while I was in university, I had the opportunity of working with some machines, the lathe machine, many machines. But now, at our various institutions, some of them don't have the opportunities of having those, and it's all boils on funding. So we still tell the government to fund the institutions more. I know they are doing it, but we still need to do more. And it boils down on us reviewing what we are doing, reviewing our whole curriculum, the entire overhaul of our curriculum. Let's bring everybody on board, the people at the institution, the town, the gown, because when you graduate, you go into the industry. So what are you going to, when we are looking at doing at the industry? So that's why we have a lot of our graduates, when they graduate, they still have to retrain and train them to be at par with what we are doing. So we all come on board and better what we have on ground on the curriculum.
All right, the program is still Breakfast Fiesta on Oluyole 98.5 FM, and this morning commemorating the International Day of Women in Engineering, and we have our guest, Engineer Rahimat Kabisola Adabanija, with us. We'll be taking a break to bring you the news at exactly 11 o'clock. We'll follow right after that, and then we'll be back on Breakfast Fiesta. Do stay with us.
kéré o ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ló pàrokò ìbéèrè ránṣẹ́ sí yín ká lè jọmọ bó ṣe ń lọ wọ́n ní ǹjẹ́ mọ̀ pé ní báyìí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ńlá ni kéèyàn já yanrìn wọ́rọ̀kúta ọparun òkúta lílà àtàwọn èròjà àkọlé sójú pópó ṣe mọ̀ pé ẹ̀yìn àmọ̀ kì í ṣe lé ìgbín bẹ́ẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ lójú pópó kì í ṣàyè ìgbọ́kọ̀ tó ti godó sí bóyá lẹ mọ̀ pé ìwà ìbìkítà wọ̀nyí ló ń sọ àwọn òpópónà tó fẹ̀ dáadáa di tó rótó ṣàkóbá fún lílọ bíbọ̀ gerege ọkọ̀ àníṣẹ́ àṣà pálapàla ìlòkulò àwọn ọ̀nà tíjọba fowó gọbọi ṣe ló ń ṣokùnfà ìdíbàjẹ́ wọn láìtọ́jọ́ tó sì ń gbọ́n owó tùlù tó yẹ kó lọ sórí ìpèsè àwọn ohun amáyédẹrùn míì lọ lákòótọ́ ọba bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ wá gbọ́ àjèjì ọwọ́ kan ò gbẹ́rù dórí níjọba ṣe fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ gbárùkù ti òun fún ìrànlọ́wọ́ ara wa pé ká ní àyípadà ọkàn sí bá a ṣe ń lo dúkìá ìlú ká má bàa farakátà òfin tó tayéye àjẹ́ pé ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń kọ́lé lọ́wọ́ nírònà àtàbádẹ́kọ́lé gan-an tẹ́ ẹ kúnnà jíjá èròjà ìkọ́lé sójú pópó ẹ̀yà ajẹ́kórókè fáǹfààní mùtúmùwà tó ń lo òpópónà kékulé ó gbọ́ ó sọ fún toko kánò ó gbọ́ kóròyìn fóbẹ̀ pé láti àkókò yìí lọ ìjọba bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí fi ọwọ́ ṣẹ̀kún òfin tó gbóná girigiri mú ẹni yòówù tó bá já èlò kọ́lé tàbí gbé òkú ọkọ̀ sójú títì ṣe ìdíwọ́ fún ìjágere lílọ bíbọ̀ ọkọ̀ torí náà ẹ wá gbódẹ́kun fún ìwà àìlákàsí ẹ bọ̀wọ̀ fófin àlàáfíà àyíká àti tìrìnà lójú pópó káwùjọ wa lè dùn wò kó rẹwà láti gbé fún tònílé tàlejò ká máa rántí pé awífúnni kó tó dání àgbà àjàkadì ní o ilé iṣẹ́ BCOS ló ń kí gbogbo wa nílọ̀ pé ìgbọràn sàn jẹ̀bọ rírú.
ètò Awílélé ètò gbogbo wa tá a ti máa ń ní àǹfààní jíròrò lórí ohun gbogbo tó bá ní òun ṣe pẹ̀lú kòkòrò HIV àti àrùn AIDS lórí ìkànnì Olúyọ̀lé FM 98.5 Ìbàdàn àti Òkògùn FM 96.3 Alága lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà ní gbogbo ọjọ́ ìṣẹ́gun bẹ̀rẹ̀ láago 4 sí aago 5 ìrọ̀lẹ́ láti máa ń jíròrò lórí gbogbo tó bá ta kókó bó ṣe kan àwọn àgbà ọ̀dọ́langba àti àwọn ọmọdé bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti ń pè sórí ètò bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀ máa ní àǹfààní máa dá àwọn ìbéèrè lórí ìjíròrò wa téèyàn márùn ó sì máa fi àwọn ẹ̀bùn tó jọjú ṣèfàjẹ́ àjọ tó ń ṣe kò kárí ohun gbogbo tó ní ń ṣe pẹ̀lú kòkòrò HIV àti àrùn AIDS ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ State Agency for the Control of AIDS OYOSTATE ló ṣe onígbọ̀wọ́ ètò Awílélé Èyítáyọ̀ Olúṣọlá Táyọ̀táyọ̀ látọ́pọ̀ ètò Awílélé ní gbogbo ọjọ́ ìṣẹ́gun bẹ̀rẹ̀ láago 4 sí aago 5 ìrọ̀lẹ́ iṣẹ́ ti yá o ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ ṣe kí ìtànkálẹ̀ kòkòrò HIV àti àrùn AIDS di ohun gbàgbé láwùjọ wa. kòkòrò HIV bẹ́ẹ̀ ká ṣọ́ra.
wọ́ọ̀kù ló rọrùn pẹ̀sẹ̀ láti kéde nílé akéde tòyó ni ó nílò kó ṣe mọ́ dára rẹ̀ láàmú sọ pé òun wọkọ̀ bọ̀ wá sílé akéde lóríta Basọ̀rún ìlú Ìbàdàn mọ́ pàápàá jùlọ láti ṣe ìkéde yẹn polówó ọjà yẹn tàbí fi tótọ́ tó sì yẹ tó àwọn aráàlú létí bóyá nípa àpàdé nípa àsọjí àbí nǹkan kan àbómi ìtẹ́bálẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣe ẹ torí agbègbè àgbáyé kí ẹ náà tẹ́ fẹ́ ṣe hàn wá 091 58 70 3300 lórí agbègbè kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ WhatsApp nọ́mbà ìkànnà mọ̀ ni ọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀sẹ̀ stress free courtesy BCOS. You don't have to stress yourself coming down to Ilé Akéde Oríta Basọ̀rún Ìbàdàn again to make that announcement or place that advert. Book online, personal paid announcements, obituaries or in memoriam, annual conventions, workshops, crusades, social diaries, inter-house sport competitions, musical shows or concerts, and other promotions. Very simple. Go online to book for transmission on BCS radio channels or BCS TV, or simply call 091 5870 3300 or WhatsApp on the same number 091 5870.
The time is 11 o'clock. Good morning. The news on the hour. Human rights lawyer Femi Falana SAN has criticized the federal and Benue state governments for failing to prosecute suspects arrested in connection with violent attacks in Benue state. He lamented that although hundreds of suspects have been arrested over the years for crimes ranging from illegal possessions of firearms to mass killings and kidnapping, most of them are never charged. His reaction follows President Bola Tinubu's recent visit to Benue, during which he directed the Nigeria Police Force to arrest and prosecute all those involved in the latest wave of violence in the state. Falana also berated the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, for alleging that residents of the Uwata community provided shelter for the killers. Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, have arrested a 43-year-old makeup artist, Mary Adekoya, for attempting to smuggle 2.20 kilograms of cocaine to India under the pretext of traveling for fibroid surgery. Adekoya was apprehended on the 16th June 2025 at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos. The cocaine, factory fitted into the walls of her bag, was discovered during surveillance. She was allowed to check in her luggage and arrested at the boarding gate of her Qatar Airways flight to India via Doha. The suspect confessed to undertaking the trip for financial gains. Investigations revealed she was recruited by drug baron Akima Adekombi, who is at large. And that ends the news on the hour. Thank you for listening. Good morning.
Akójúmọ́ ìròyìn ní ṣókí. Agbẹjọ́rò ajàfẹ́tọ̀ọ́mọnìyàn ní Fẹ́mi Fálànà ti bu ẹnu àtẹ́ lu ìjọba àpapọ̀ lẹ́yìn àti ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Benue fún bí wọ́n ṣe kùnà láti fojú àwọn afurasí tí wọ́n mú nípa àwọn ìkọlù tí ó wáyé nípínlẹ̀ Benue balẹ̀ ẹjọ́. Ó fi ẹ̀dùn ọkàn rẹ̀ hàn lórí bí wọ́n ṣe mú ọ̀gọ̀rọ̀ àwọn afurasí láwọn ọdún díẹ̀ sẹ́yìn fún lílọ́wọ́ nínú àwọn ìwà ọ̀daràn lóríṣiríṣi bíi kíkó nǹkan ìjà pamọ́ lọ́nà àìtọ́, lílọ́wọ́ nínú ìwà ìṣekúpani lọ́nà àìtọ́ àti ìjínigbé èyí tí wọn ò sì fojú ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn wọnú òfin. Ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ló wáyé lẹ́yìn àbẹ̀wò tí ààrẹ Bọ́lá Tinubu ṣe sí ìpínlẹ̀ Benue níbi tó ti pàṣẹ fún iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá lẹ́yìn láti ṣàwárí àwọn tí wọ́n lọ́wọ́ nínú àwọn ìkọlù tó wáyé nípínlẹ̀ náà lẹ́nu ọjọ́ mẹ́ta yìí kí wọ́n sì fojú wọn wọnú òfin. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Fálànà tún bẹnu àtẹ́ lu olórí ètò ààbò níbẹ̀ yìí Ọ̀gágun Christopher Musa fún ẹ̀sùn tó fi kan àwọn olùgbé Yelwata pé wọ́n fún àwọn ọ̀daràn náà nílégbé. Àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ àjọ tó ń gbógun ti gbígbé àti lílo oògùn olóró nílẹ̀ yìí NDLEA lọ́wọ́ wọn ti tẹ ẹnìkan ní ọdún 43 tí ó jẹ́ aṣojúlọ́sọ̀ọ́ Mary Adébùkọ́lá Adékọ̀yà fún bí ó ṣe gbìyànjú láti gbé ìdí méjì egbògi olóró cocaine lọ sí orílẹ̀-èdè India pẹ̀lú dídímọ̀ pé ó lọ síbẹ̀ láti ṣe iṣẹ́ abẹ oyún ìju. Ọwọ́ tẹ Adékọ̀yà ní ọjọ́ 15 oṣù kẹfà ọdún yìí ní pápákọ̀ ọkọ̀ òfurufú Murtala Mohammed tó wà nílùú Èkó. Egbògi náà tí wọ́n dè sínú àpò ẹrù rẹ̀ ni wọ́n rí lásìkò tí wọ́n ṣe àyẹ̀wò ẹrù náà lásìkò tí ó fẹ́ wọnú ọkọ̀ òfurufú ilẹ̀ Qatar èyí tí ó gbé lọ sílẹ̀ India lọ́wọ́ tẹ̀. Àfúrásì náà jẹ́ pé nítorí owó ló ń ṣe gòlé ìrìn àjò ọ̀hún. Iṣẹ́ ìwádìí jẹ́ kí ó di mímọ̀ pé ògbóǹtarìgì oníṣòwò ògùn olóró kan Akeem Ayinde Adékànbí ló bẹ arábìnrin náà lọ́wọ́ ìníṣẹ́ ibi ọ̀hún. Ìròyìn àwọn kò ní jù báyìí lọ, ẹ kú kalẹ̀.
Bó ṣe ń mi gbòòrò ó mi gbòòrò kílẹ̀ wí ó mi gbòòrò àmì òjijì rédíò tí ó láfiwé Olúyọ̀lé FM àwa ní bàbá ìṣòro rẹ lójoojúmọ́ èmi ò lè ṣe kí mi máa gbọ́. Olúyọ̀lé FM ń bàbá orin tìlú àṣà èdè àṣà tèdè ìmọ̀ràn ẹ̀fẹ̀ ìmọ̀ràn ìròyìn lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ olókìtì bí ọmọ bá kò sí ní gbò. Olúyọ̀lé FM 90.5 ìdùnnú rẹ ni lójoojúmọ́.
one station. Getting on quality information. Lighting up your day in so many ways. 98.5. Oluyole 98.5 FM. 98.5 FM. Oluyole 98.5 FM. 98.5.
Welcome back to Breakfast Fiesta on Oluyole 98.5 Ibadan. After the break, the news and Iroyi. And today we are commemorating the International Women in Engineering Day. And our guest is still here. She is engineer Raimata Bisola Dabanija, an engineer, digital transformation strategist, and accomplished public servant. She's also the chairperson, Association of Professional Women Engineers of Nigeria, Ibadan chapter. Glad to know you're still here.
Thank you.
All right, so before the break, we have talked about some of the challenges faced by women in engineering. We have talked about the curriculum, things that need to be put in place, but still a whole lot to talk about.
Of course.
All right, so Winnie,
yes,
over to you.
We still have the future. What are we looking at? What are the changes that need to be made? And how can engineering firms make mentorship and sponsorship programs more accessible and equitable for women?
Yeah, there's a lot of future for female engineers. Like I said earlier, it's better, and we also encourage them. We encourage them to be more creative, innovative. Even we bring about programs that people put money down. I would say, okay, can you build this? Can you build the stereotype of this design? And it's a competition. So I know that there's still a lot of future with a lot of advocacies, a lot of encouragement, a lot of mentorship, a lot of us coming out as role models, and there's a great future for female engineers, and also encouraging the industry to take them, and for the men to we all say no to women stereotyping.
All right, this commemoration is in its 12th year. Quite milestone, really.
Yeah.
But I would ask, how well have you thrived from that time to now, and what has been the significance of this annual celebration to you as women engineers?
Yeah, there are lots of significance that we can say has made us to go this far. You know, a lot of women in engineering profession and association coming together with one voice. We have women in engineering, and we even have women in energy, women in, and a lot, and crowns it up, the Association of Professional Women Engineers, with our vision and our mission to continue to encourage women in engineering and girls in STEM, and girls to continue to come to STEM. So we have gone far, and I'm sure the narrative has really changed from where we are coming from. When I was in school, I was the only female in my class, and now when you go to engineering classes, you see 5, 6. So it has increased tremendously with all our efforts, and over the years I can say that we still have a long way to go, but we continue to do our best to bring in more girls into engineering.
All right, the concern of some people would be that when you are into a field like this, it can be challenging, you know, balancing work with home. How do you think women who are engineers can adequately do that, especially those who have been having challenges in that aspect?
Well, there's nothing that you can say they don't have challenges. There's nothing in life that comes free or comes easy. So we can also say that to us being in this field of engineering. But me, I thank God for what the grace God has given me. That's a multitasking grace that God has given me. I'm a mother. I'm a successful wife at home, and even that is supportive and also encouraging my children. And I can even say all my children are in the engineering. I didn't do that to engineer.
Are you sure you did not do something when you are a role model? Tilting and tilting.
Seriously, I did not do anything. They just found themselves going into engineering. I didn't try to discourage my last one. Okay, probably you go to another. He said no. I just want to go into engineering.
Just like mommy.
Just like mommy. And I have a girl that is an engineer.
Wow.
She's a chemical engineer now.
Wow.
And she's working. So it's all about you being a good role model, a good supportive wife, a submissive wife. That's what I was trying to look for, because you need a support system. We are not saying the men are not. We have to bow down for our husbands as career people. And we also show that to the upcoming female engineers or upcoming career women, that you have to be a submissive wife. You have to be able to bring something to the table, value to the table, so that at the end of the day, people will look at you and not say that all career women don't have homes. But yeah, I know it takes a lot of things, but all these things makes us to be good role models wherever we find ourselves, and we preach that anywhere we go.
All right,
that's very good. Okay, how would you say teachers should push encouragement in schools concerning girls that may want to go into engineering?
Because that one is very important. It is what they teach. Most times
discourage them from learning. Yes. Because they will ask you, what are you doing?
Some science and mathematics, pardon me, I'm sorry about that, but they can be very mean, sometimes unapproachable. And when a teacher is unapproachable, then such as a student who is interested in that field may not be able to explore.
Even the counseling unit in schools cannot, the students cannot go there because they know what they're going to meet there.
So, what do you say?
Well,
aspect?
Like I said earlier, whenever we visit the schools or we call upon them to come for our programs, we ensure they come with their teachers.
All right.
And it's been amazing. Though it's not easy, there are still a lot of challenges, but they too, they need to encourage them, the way they put things down. You have to, when you're teaching, I told you that I love mathematics because the way they brought me up from my primary school days, because I loved mathematics. So we continue to encourage our teachers. All the teachers are listening. It's not something difficult. I tell them when I go to school, it's not difficult. It's just the way you present it to this. And you have to change their mindset. So the first thing is to change the mindset of the teachers, how they put things down. Make it fun. Make it the way you're teaching, the way you are relating mathematics. Make them to love it. Relate it to things that are, life things that, okay, buy one orange, buy another orange, put it together, it makes 3. So things like that, children will relate and they will have fun in learning it at the end of the day. And when you have gotten their mindset changed, they will love mathematics. So we need to be more creative in the way we teach math. So we continue to encourage our teachers, and teachers are listening. Please, let's continue to encourage our girls, not even the girls alone, even the boys, to love mathematics and STEM.
All right, I know you have said that you pay courtesy and advocacy visits to organizations, but when there's a case of injustice, especially against a female engineer, reported to you as an organization or association, what do you do?
In fact, a lot of companies are going out against that, and they have a unit. I can remember we invited one of our guest speakers from IBDC, and we have a lot of female engineers in IBDC. So they created a unit that you can come and report any injustice against you. She was one of our guest speakers in one of our monthly meetings, and she spoke well. And those girls, those ladies that work there also said they have the opportunity. So when we go to our course, it is part of the things that we say that please, lots of injustice going around, sexual harassment, please give it attention. So then we just don't gloss over it when they bring it to the table telling you, because it's not, just don't look at, wait, this is a female, this is a male. Look at us coming together to provide to better our organization and add value to whatever we are doing. So why should there be injustice on against women? So when we go to our course visits, so that some of the things we'll point out that you should look out for.
So to that girl out there looking up to someone like you, listening this morning and saying, okay, I can do this, I can be this, aspiring to become another engineer so in the nearest future, what would you tell her?
I'll tell her that there's joy in engineering. You have a lot of opportunities, and getting into engineering, and I'm sure you will not regret it. So, and with what we're saying, love mathematics because it's the basics, be creative, and continue to learn. Go out there, read a lot of biographies about successful female engineers, and make them your role models. And when you have a role model you're looking at, you can even, like I say, you don't have to meet your role model, you can even meet people. It's more accessible now. You can have people's emails, people's phone numbers online, and you get across to them and say, okay, I want you to be my mentor. And most of these programs, we tell them network. When you network, go to anybody you see. And we even have conferences, and we don't leave them behind. When we are having a conference, we have our collegiates, like I said, we have our younger engineers, so they have their own program. Like this year now, our Association of Professional Women Engineers will be having the international conference in Ibadan.
All right.
So we bring all of them on board, and we make them to mingle with the older ones. And when they meet with the older ones, of course you get mentors, people say, I want to be like you, and we get them to come and talk to them also, their challenges they face while growing up, while in the schools, even at workplace, how they can navigate. Some of the things we didn't have, they have it now. So we get encouraged, and we also try to link them up, call us, we want to do your internship, and we also get them internship at those organizations we visit, and after we don't leave them, we also continue to mentor them so that they get shaped.
On this note of telling the world, the females out there, what benefits engineering has to offer. So do you think there are any lessons that you feel they can learn from countries or regions that have made significant progress in increasing female representation in engineering?
Well, there are a lot of countries that they can look up to that have many female engineers. In the US, you have lots of engineers. Yeah. And even in China, you have a lot of female engineers. And even in Nigeria, we have lots of female engineers, because now we have over 2,000 registered female engineers that are in our association. So what are you saying? You can also be part of, join to the, and like I said earlier, there are lots of diverse fields in engineering. We have electrical engineering, we have civil engineering, we have mechanical engineering, chemical engineering, mechatronics engineering, artificial intelligence engineering, robotics engineering. So look at the field. And this also now for women, makes it easy, because technology has advanced now. You can a lot of things that it's all about being creative. What you can give, what you can do, what the value you can add, how you can, better things done in a better way. And you know that women can be very, very meticulous, the way they do things. I mentioned earlier I went to one of the civil engineering firms in Ibadan. We just went for a courtesy visit. We have our engineers there, and we just went there to encourage them. And he told me, the girls are doing better than the men.
And that's all proud of.
Okay, I said the girls, the women are doing competition. Women are doing very well.
And it's something commendable. So finally, to that parent who has spotted that potential in a child, she has that problem-solving skill, always dismantling things. They say that is how you identify engineers. Yes. Always dismantling things, always wanting to build things, invent, create. How does such a parent mold that child and direct the path of the child?
Now, don't just continue to buy dolls for the girls because you say, oh, the men, let me buy this. The girls, let me buy this. No, when you say a girl, no, that's even stereotyping from the beginning, dividing your home from the beginning. So please just encourage the girls. When you see a girl creative, trying to dismantle, whether I want to see what is happening in this radio, that I want to see what is happening, or you see on the computer trying to design that I love this, please encourage her. Don't tilt her brain to, okay, you're a girl, go do something that is easy. We are not carrying blocks as engineers now. We are not carrying bricks.
Maybe you are in your brain.
Yes, in our brain. We are creative, we are innovative, So please don't stereotype your children from the beginning of their lives. Encourage girls to come more into STEM and more into engineering. So we have successful women that are engineers, and look at them, give them biographies of these female engineers that are making waves across the globe, and you see that you will not regret it. So parents, please encourage your girls to be engineers.
You keep saying it, you will not regret, and I'm sure they would. All right, so thank you so much for coming on today's episode of Breakfast Fiesta, Engineer Adabanija. It's been a very inspiring and insightful session with you. Thank you.
Thank
and
you
keep the flag flying.
Thank you for having me.
And to you too, thank you. Our guest has been Engineer Abisola Reynolds Adabanija, a distinguished engineer and digital transformation strategist. She's been talking to us about inclusiveness in engineering as the International Day for Women in Engineering is being commemorated today. This is wishing all female engineers, there, women engineers, happy celebration, and we look forward to seeing you making more impact.
Yeah, most of my friends used to say, to think that most of my friends say in their engineering class in school, they do not have pretty girls in their class. Look at her. That was like, what do you guys think? Look at her.
Looking all dashing. She's not looking all dashing and beautiful. I totally disagree with that. All right. So to you at home, thank you so much for being a part of this program this week. We look forward to you joining us same time next week. My name is Jamila Elegbede. Do have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead.
Be creative and be insightful. You're amazing in whatever you find yourself. And on behalf of our producer, Oluyole Salaudeen, thank you for joining us on Breakfast Fiesta today. And I am Omowumi Oluwasheitan. See you same time and same station. Bye.
God did this thing when he made you. Woman to woman, the one in a billion. She a queen, she a vision. Pretty woman, beautiful woman, so fine she causing confusion. Keep your head up, no look down. You say to yourself, you say, look at me now, you see me a bad bitch. First class baby, you know me status. Super icon, we no need to practice. Walk in a room, everybody wants this. When you see me coming, better powder for me. Wind don't come for flower for me. I'm looking at a girl in a mirror, and here's what she said to me. She said, woman to woman, the one in a billion. She a queen, she a vision. Pretty woman, beautiful woman, so fine, she causing confusion. Keep your head up, no look down. You say to yourself, you say, sure you want cause it's something. With the way you dey move your body, yoddy. Fine girl, no be smarty. Cause babe, where they run this. Naughty, sexy girl, no dey hide yourself. Not for nobody else. See the girl in a mirror. Here's what she said to me. She said, woman to woman, oh, you're one in a billion. She a queen, she a vision. You a pretty woman, beautiful woman, so fine, she causing confusion. Keep your head up.
Best in news, sports and entertainment. We got everything you need and so much more, yeah. 98.5 FM, Oluyole. 98.5 FM. Hear me now. Go down to the #1 station. Ready for quality information. Brighten up your day in so many ways. Tune to 98.5 FM. Oluyole, 98.5 FM. 98.5 FM. Oluyole, 98.5 FM. Oluyole FM, àwọn ìṣẹ̀ṣe rédíò tó fàkọyọ. Oluyole FM, Ìbàdàn làwọn tá a ti ṣe bẹ̀bẹ̀. Oluyole FM, àwọn ìṣẹ̀ṣe rédíò tó fàkọyọ. Oluyole FM, Ìbàdàn làwọn tá a ti ṣe bẹ̀bẹ̀. Oluyole FM, Oluyole FM. Oluyole FM 98.5.
nígbà tí aago mọ́kànlá àbọ̀ tìlú nìkànnì Olúyọ̀lé 98.5 FM nìbàdàn àsìkò tí tó fún ètò ó gbá yageyage pẹ̀lú Adékọ́lá Ọmọ́tọ́ṣọ̀ KOB.
àtúpọ̀ àmójúbà ọ̀sẹ̀ tuntun ọjọ́ tuntun ọ̀sẹ̀ tuntun àyànrántí aláìlọ́ọ̀nà ọlọ́run ọba tó ti jẹ́ kójú ẹ̀mí àti kó tó rí ọ̀sẹ̀ tuntun ọ̀sẹ̀ eléyìí á tún sàwá síre. Olúyọ̀lé 98.5 FM àwa náà kọ́ ọlọ́run ọba ni o ọlọ́run ọba mi tó tò rẹ ìbà rẹ̀ kábíyèsí ọba tó dá ayé tó dá ọ̀run àti ogun tó ń bẹ nínú ẹ̀ ọba tí kò láfiwé tí ò láfijọ ni ó wò mí sọ̀sọ̀sọ̀ ó fún mi lẹ́bùn tèmi tí mo ń lò yìí gbogbo slogans mi àtàwọn steels mi ṣé bó ń lọ fi jẹ́ pé ní gbogbo ìgbà ní máa ń tẹnumọ́ balanta polongo fakọ sí ìtẹ̀sọ́mọ́ wípé láyé àtọ̀run sẹ́ẹ̀ ọlọ́run sẹ́ẹ̀ aláwàláì kò sẹ́ni méjì tí màmá gbé fún láyé àtọ̀run tó kọjá ọba ọ̀kan ṣoṣo yìí ṣé ẹ ti dúró re bẹ́ẹ̀ náà bá bísí tó bá jẹ́ pẹ́ ráàyè ẹ jẹ́ ká jùmọ̀ jọ gbé fún bàbá gbọ́dọ̀ lókè ó yà náà gbé fún bàbá àgbàlagbà yìí ó tún ti zẹ̀ ẹ tún jẹ́ àjọ fi yòlò zẹ̀ ibi tá a bá rọ́pò tì sí ó là á fàbọ̀ ẹ̀ sí orí ètò idán dandan tó ń torí ọ̀dọ̀ tàná mo pàjùmọ̀ àwọn òròyìn kankanlẹ̀ mo ní lágbára lọ́wọ́ ọba lórí ètò gbẹ́gíẹ́gí làárọ̀ yìí àwọn ibi tí ìwádìí àti àwọn òròyìn tó bá tún jáde ní tẹ̀lé àwọn òròyìn àná yẹn mo ní màá jábọ̀ ẹ̀ fún yín ó dẹ̀ tún ti dé nìyẹn jẹ́ kí wọ́n máa ṣe láyé kí n máa ṣe láwẹ́láwẹ́ fún yín Adékọ́lá Ọmọ́tọ̀ṣọ́ lórúkọ